samsaradava nalalidaloka tranaya karuna gana ganatvam praptasya kalyana gunanavasya vande guru shri charanaravinda Mahaprabhu kirtana nitya gita vaditra madhyan manasorasena Romanchakampa Shutaranga Vajo Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinda Shri Vigrahara Dhananityanana Shingaradhan Mandira Marjanado Yuktasya bhaktam saniyunjatopi Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinda Chaturvida Shri Bhagavad Prasada Swadana Triptan Haribaksha Sangha Kritvaiva Triptim Bhajata Sadaiva Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinda Shri Radhika Madhava Yurabhara Madhurya Leela Gunarupanam Nam Pratikshanasva Dhanalolupasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinda Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinda Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinda Nikunjayono Ratikeli Sedhai Yayali Vir Yuktir Apekshaniya Tatra Tidaksharati Vallabhasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinda साक्षादारित्वेन समस्तशास्त्रे उक्तस्तथा भाव्यतेव साध्वी किन्तु प्रभोया प्रिय एव तस्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणरविन्दम् यस्य प्रसाद भगवत्प्रसादो यस्य प्रसाद न गति कुतोऽपि जयं स्तुवां स्तस्य यस्य श्रीसाद्यं वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणरविन्दम् वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणरविन्दं वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणरविन्दम् वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणरविन्दं वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणरविन्दम् नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसारी गौर भक्त वृंद चैतन्य नित्यानंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसारी गौर भक्त वृंद चैतन्य नित्यानंद Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Chaitanya Nityananda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha, Nila Madhava, Radha, Nila Madhava, Radhe. Jaya Radha, Nila Madhava, Radha, Nila Madhava, Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe, Jai Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Sudarshana. Jaya Sita Ram, Jaya Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Jaya Lakshman Hanuman. Jaya Lakshmi Narasingha, Jaya Lakshmi Narasingha, Lakshmi Narasingha, Jaya Lakshmi Narasingha. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Jai Vishnu Pada Brahmamsa Pajaka Jaya Shtota Shata Shimati Divine Grace. I Parchanda Vrinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON BBTP founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Vishnu Pada Brahmamsa Pajaka Acharya Ashtota Shata Shimati Divine Grace. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Nama Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Premise Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Dadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। श्री व्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय। श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। श्री पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। श्री अयोध्या धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय, यमुना माई की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, तुलसी देवी की जय, समावृत भक्तवृंद की जय। आमल की व्रत एकादशी की जय, एकादशी व्रत की जय। हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Prahlad Lad Daine. Hiranyakashipurvakshaha. Hiranyakashipurvakshaha. Silatan kana khalaye. Ito nasimha parato nasimha. Yato yato yami tato nasimha. Bahir nasimha hridaye nasimha. Bahir nasimha hridaye nasimha. Narasimha madhim sharanam prapade. Kav kar kamalavare nakham Adbhut Sringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubhringam Keshavedrita Narhari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare. Jaya Narasimhadev Jaya Narasimhadev Jaya Narasimhadev Jaya Narasimhadev. Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय, प्रहलाद महाराज की जय।
वृंदाय तुलसी देवाय पियाय केशव सच विष्णु भक्ति पदे देवी सत्यवताय नमो नमः। वृंदाय तुलसी देवाय पियाय केशव सच विष्णु भक्ति पदे देवी सत्यवताय नमो नमः। वृंदाय तुलसी देवाय पियाय केशव सच विष्णु भक्ति पदे देवी सत्यवताय नमो नमः। वृंदा देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय।
नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः। तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः। राधा कृष्ण सेवा पाओ ऐ अभिलाषी। राधा कृष्ण सेवा पाओ ऐ अभिलाषी। चित्तमारा शरण लो तारा वांछा पूर्ण हो। कृपा कोरी करो तारे वृंदावन वासी। मोरा यही अभिलाष विलास कुंज दियो वास। नयने हरिवो सदा युगल रूप राशि। ऐ निवेदन धारो सखेर अनुगत करो। सेवाधिकारा दिए करो निज दासी दीना कृष्ण दास कोई ऐ जीना मोरा होए श्री राधा गोविंदा प्रेम सदा ये न भासी श्री राधा गोविंदा प्रेम सदा ये न भासी यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्म अत्यधिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणा पदे पदे यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्म अत्यधिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणा पदे पदे यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्म अत्यधिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणा पदे पदे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय तुलसी महारानी 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 जय वृंदा देवी जय वृंदा देवी जय वृंदा देवी जय वृंदा देवी जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद श्री वृंदाय तुलसीदेवाय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णु भक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्यवताय नमो नमः श्री वृंदाय तुलसीदेवाय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णु भक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्यवताय नमो नमः श्री वृंदाय तुलसीदेवाय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णु भक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्यवताय नमो नमः श्रीमती वृंदा देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय।
Oh Tulasi, beloved of Krishna, I bow down to you again and again. My desire of sin and service is Krishna. Whoever takes shelter of you has wishes fulfilled. Bestow your mercy upon him and make him a resident of Vrindavan. My desire also grant me a residence in the pleasurable Shivandavan town. Thus within my vision shall be for the beautiful paths of Radha and Krishna. service and make me your own. This very fallen lowly servant of Krishna praise. May I always swim in the love, Shri Radha and Govinda, Srimati Tulsi Maharani ki jai. So just a reminder that today is Ekadashi, fasting from beans and grains. Hare Krishna. There are 10 offenses in the matter of chanting holy names should be avoided, and they are as follows. 1. To blaspheme the devotees or dedicate their life for propagating the holy name of the Lord. 2. To consider name the demigods like Lord Shiva or Brahma to be equal to independent name Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the orders of spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Veda literature or literature pursuant Veda version. 5. To consider glorious chanting Hare Krishna as imagination. 6. To give some interpretation to holy name the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activity and strength of chanting the holy name. 8. To consider chanting Hare Krishna with auspicious ritualistic activities, offering the Vedas fruity activities, karma, kanda. 9. To instruct a faith express about the glorious holy name. 10. To not complete faith in chanting holy names, and to maintain material attachment even after sending so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to Vaishnava must carefully guard against these 10 offenses. In order to quickly achieve desired success, Krishna, Prema. Now let us offer our most humble obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just desire trees who can fulfill desire everyone, and are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Shri Chaitanya Shikshastakam ki jai. Cheto tarpana marjanam bhava mahadavakni nirvapanam Shriya kairava chantrika vitaranam vidyavatu jivanam Anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam purunamita sadhanam Sarvatmasnapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna sankirtanam Nam namakari bahuda nija sarva shaktis Tatra pita niyamita smaranena kalaha Etadishi tava kripa bhagavam mamapi Durudevami disham yaha janina nurakaha Trinatapi sunijena tarorapi sahishnuna Amanina mandadena kirtaniya sadaharihi Na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavitam vajagadisha kamaye Mama Jammani Jammanishvare Bhavata Bhaktir Haituki Tavai Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Han Vishame Bhavam Puta Kripaya Tava Pada Pankaja Sthita Duri Satesham Vichintaya Nayanam Kalatashuru Dharaya Vatanam Katkata Rudaya Kira Pulakai Nichitam Vapurkada Tava Nama Grahane Pavishati Yuga itam nimishena chakshusha pravisha itam Shunya itam jagat sarvam govinda vidahena me Ashrisha vapadaratam pinnashtumam Adarsanam marmhatam karotuva Yatha tatha va vidathatu lampato Madprana nathastu sa eva naparaha Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Chaitanya Shikshastakam ki jai. Glory to Shri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes fire of conditional life, repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is prime benediction of humanity at large, because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean transcendental bliss and enables us to fully taste the nectar for which all always anxious. O my Lord, your holy name alone grants all benediction to human beings. Thus you have hundreds of millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out kindness enables us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I'm so unfortunate I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in humble state of mind, think oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tall than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor to desire beautiful women, nor to want any number of followers. I only want your constant devotional service, birth after birth. O son of Nanda Krishna, I'm eternal servitor, yet somehow I fall in the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at lotus feet. Oh my Lord, while my eyes bedecked with tears of love flowing constant when I chant your holy name, while my voice choke up or harass my body, stand and recitation of your name. Oh Govinda, feeling of separation, I'm considered a moment to be like a great millennium. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I'm feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord, unconditionally. Shri Chaitanya Shikshastakam ki jai. Shri Mangala Charna prayers ki jai. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jananjana Shalakaya Chakshum Litam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Soyam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurung Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahakana Ragnatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahakana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nivishesha Shunyavadi Pachadete Shatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripaptaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhavin Namaha Madhuryo Jala Premadaya Shri Rupanukha Bhaktita Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dina Darine Rupanuga Viruta Pasiddhanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Saksha Vairagya Murtaye Vipalambara Sambodhe Padam Pujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Svarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Virbhava Bhumistvam Nirdeshta Sajanapriyaha Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannathaya Te Namaha Vancha Kaupadarupyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namaha Pancha Tattvatmakam Krishna Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakham Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jayatam Sratoro Pangor Mamamanda Matergati Masarva Swapadam Bojo Radha Madana Mohano Divya Vindadana Kalpadumada Shimadra Nagara Singhasanasto Shrimad Radha Shila Govinda Devo Prishtari Bi Sevyamano Smarami Shriman Rasa Rasaram Bivam Shiva Tatatastitaha Karsham Venu Saner Gopir Gopinatha Shiyestunaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanishwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Panamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Dadara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shri Mangala Charna prayers ki jai. Shri Paramasamhita ki jai. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadyaradya Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam Chintamani Parakara Satmasu Kalpaviksha Rakshariteshu Surabhi Rabi Palayantam Lakshmi Sahasa Shatasam Paramasevimanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Venum Kavanantam Aravinda Dalaya Daksham Parhavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kantarpakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Alola Chantakala Savanamara Vamshi Ranangadam Panayakeli Kalavilasam Shamam Tribanga Lalitam Yatapakasham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Angani yasya sakalindiya vrittimanti pashanti panti karayanti chiram jaganti Ananda chimme satujala vigrahasya Govindamadi purusham tamaham pajami Advaitam achotam anati manantarupam Adyam purana purusham navayovanam cha Vedesho durlabam adurlabam atma bhakta Govindamadi purusham tamaham pajami Pantastu koti shatavassara sampragamyo Vayuratapi manaso munipangavanam Sopyasti yapapada simya vichinta tatve Govindamadi purusham tamaham pajami Ekopya sora chaitum jagatanta kotim Ya chakti rasti jagatanta chayaya tantaha Antantarasta paramanu chayantarastam Govindamadi purusham tamaham pajami Yad bhava bhavitadiyo manujasateva Samprapya rupa mahimasana yana pushaha Suktayam eva nigama patitaistu vanti Govindamadi purusham tamaham pajami Ananda chimma rasa patibhavitapi Stapi evan jarupa tayakalapihi Goloka eva nivasatya kilatma bhuto Govindamadi purusham tamaham pajami Premanjana churuta bhakti vilochanena Santa sateva hitayeshu vilokayanti Yam shama sundam achintya gunasvarupam Govindamadi purusham tamaham pajami Ramadi murtishu kalanyamena tishtan Nanavataram puvanishu kintu Krishna swayam samabhava parama pumam yo Govindamadi purusham tamaham pajami Krishna, who is Govinda, the Supreme Godhead, he has an eternal blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin and the prime cause of all causes.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor who is tending the cows, yielding all desire, in abodes built with spiritual gems, surrounded by millions of purpose trees, always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis or Gopis.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is adept in playing on his flute with blooming eyes like lotus petals, with a head decked with peacock feathers, with the figure of beauty tinged with the hue of blue clouds, and his unique loveliness charming millions of Cupid.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, round whose neck is swinging a garland of flowers beautified with the moon locket, whose two hands are adorned with the flute on jeweled ornaments, who always revels in the pastimes of love, whose graceful threefold bending form of Shama Sundara is eternally manifest.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, whose transcendental form is full of bliss, truth, substantiality, and is thus full of the most dazzling splendor. Each of the limbs of the transcendental figure possesses in himself the full-fledged functions of all the organs and eternally sees, maintains, and manifests the infinite universes, both spiritual and mundane.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is inaccessible to the Vedas but obtainable by pure, unalloyed devotion of the soul, who is without a second, who is not subject to decay, is without beginning, whose form is endless, who is the beginning and the eternal Purusha, yet he is the person possessing the beauty of blooming youth.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, only the tip of the toe of whose lotus feet is approached by the yogis, who aspire after the transcendental and betake themselves to pranayama by drilling the respiration, or by the jnanis who try to find out the non-differentiated Brahman by the process of elimination of the mundane, extending over thousands of millions of years.
He is an undifferentiated entity, as there is no distinction between potency and the possessor thereof. In his work of creation of millions of worlds, his potency remains inseparable. All the universes exist in him, and it is present in his fullness in every one of the atoms that are scattered throughout the universe at one and the same time. Such is the primeval Lord whom I adore.
I adore the same Govinda, the primeval Lord, in whose praise men who are imbued with devotion sing mantra suktas told by the Vedas by gaining their appropriate beauty, greatness, thoughts, conveyances, and ornaments.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, residing in his own realm Goloka, with Radha, resembling his own spiritual figure, the embodiment of the ecstatic potency possessed of the 64 artistic activities, in the company of her confident Sakhis, embodiments of the extensions of her bodily form, permeated and vitalized by his ever blissful spiritual rasa.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is Syamasundara, Krishna himself, with inconceivable, innumerable attribute, to whom the pure devotees see in their heart of hearts with the eyes of devotion tinged with the salve of love.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who manifested himself personally as Krishna and the different avatars in the world in the forms of Rama, Nrisimha, Vamana, etc. as his subjective portions. Sri Brahma Samhita ki jai. Bhagavad Gita 7.1 Purport. Shrinvatam Swakata Krishna Punya Sravana Kirtanaha Hridayanta hi sohi abhadrani vidinoti suhritsatam Nasta Preswa abhadreshu nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Tada Rajastamo Bhava Kama Lobhasdayasche Cheta Eter Anavidam Sitam Satve Prasidati एवं प्रसन्न मनसो भगवद भक्ति योगतः भगवत तत्व विज्ञानम मुक्त संगस्य जायते विद्यते हृदय ग्रंथे सिद्ध्यन्ते सर्व संशयाः क्षीयन्ते च कर्माणि दृष्टा एवात्मनीश्वरे.
To hear about Krishna from Vedic literatures or to hear from him directly through the Bhagavad Gita is itself righteous activity. And for one who hears about Krishna, Lord Krishna, who is dwelling in everyone's heart, acts as a best wishing friend and purifies the devotee who constantly engages in hearing of him. In this way, a devotee naturally develops his dormant transcendental knowledge. As he hears more about Krishna from the Bhagavatam and from the devotees, he becomes fixed in the devotional service of the Lord. By development of devotional service, one becomes freed from the modes of passion and ignorance, and thus material lusts and avarice are diminished. When these impurities are wiped away, the candidate remains steady in his position of pure goodness, becomes enlivened by devotional service, and understands the science of God perfectly. Thus, Bhakti Yoga severs the hard knot of material affection and enables one to come at once to the stage of Asamshayam Samagram, understanding of the Supreme Absolute Truth Personality of Godhead. Bhagavatam 1.2.17 to 21. Therefore, only by hearing from Krishna or from his devotees in Krishna consciousness can one understand the science of Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We'll continue reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 21, Text 23. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Viditva Tava Chaityam Me Puraiva Samayojitat Yad Artham Atma Niyamais Tvayavaham Samarchitaha. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, the Supreme Lord said, Viditva, understanding, Tava, your, Chaityam, mental condition, me, my me, Pura, previously, Eva, certainly, Samayoji was arranged, Tat, that, Yat Ardham, for the sake of which, Atma, of the mind and senses, Niyamai, by discipline, Tvaya, by you, Eva, only, Aham, I, Samarchitam, have been worshipped. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Supreme Lord said, having come to know what was in your mind, I have already arranged for that for which you have worshipped me well through your mental and sensory discipline. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead in his Paramatma feature is situated in everyone's heart. He knows therefore the past, present and future of every individual person as well as his desires, activities and everything about him. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita that he is seated in the heart as a witness. The personality of Godhead knew the heart's desire of Kardama Muni and he had already arranged for the fulfillment of his desires. He never disappoints a sincere devotee regardless of what he wants, but he never allows anything which will be detrimental to the individual's devotional service.
Text 24. Nave jatum rishaiva syat prajadyaksha mad arhanam bhavad videshu atitaram mai sangrabhitatmanam. Na, not, why, indeed, jatu, ever, mrisha, useless, eva only syat. It may be praja of the living entities. Adhyaksha, O leader, mat arhanam, worship of me. Bhavat vidheshu, unto persons like you. Atitaram, entirely. Mai, on me. Sangribhita, or fixed. Atmanam, of those whose minds. Translation. The Lord continued, my dear Rishi, O leader of the living entities, for those who serve me in devotion by worshipping me, especially persons like you who have given up everything unto me, there is never any question of frustration. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Even if he has some desires, one engaged in the service of the Lord is never frustrated. Those engaged in his service are called sakama and akama. Those who approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead with desires for material enjoyment are called sakama, and those devotees who have no material desires for sense gratification but serve the Supreme Lord out of spontaneous love for Him are called akama. Sakama devotees are divided into 4 classes: those in distress, those in need of money, the inquisitive, and the wise. Someone worships the Supreme Lord because of bodily or mental distress. Someone else worships the Supreme Lord because he is in need of money. Someone else worships the Lord out of inquisitiveness to know Him as He is. And someone wants to know the Lord as a philosopher can know Him by the research work of His wisdom. There is no frustration for any of these 4 classes of men. Each is endowed with the desired result of his worship.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 21, Text 25. Prajapati Sutta Samran Manur Vikyata Mangala Brahmavartam Yodhi Divasan Sasti Sampartnavam Mahim. Prajapati Sutaha, the son of Lord Brahma, Samrat, the emperor, Manuhu, Swayambhuva, Manu, Vikyata, well known, Mangala, the whose righteousness acts, Brahmavarta, Yaha, he who, Adivasan, living in Sasti rules, Sapta, 7, Arnavam, oceans, Mahim, the earth. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The emperor Swayambhuva Manu, the son of Lord Brahma, who is well known for his righteousness acts, has his seat in Brahmavarta and rules over the earth with its 7 oceans. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sometimes it is stated that Brahmavarta is a part of Kurukshetra, or that Kurukshetra itself is situated in Brahmavarta, because the demigods are recommended to perform spiritual ritualistic performances in Kurukshetra. But in others' opinion, Brahmavarta is a place in Brahmaloka where Swayambhuva ruled. There are many places on the surface of this earth which are also known in the higher planetary systems. We have places on this planet like Vrindavana, Dwaraka, and Mathura, but they are also eternally situated in Krishna Loka. There are many similar names on the surface of the earth, and it may be that in the Bohr age, Swayambhuva Manu ruled this planet as stated here. The word Mangala is significant. Mangala means one who is elevated in every respect in the opulences of religious performances, ruling power, cleanliness, and all other good qualities. Vikyata means celebrated. Swayambhuva Manu was celebrated for all good qualities and opulences.
Text 26. Sacheha Vipra Rajashir Mahishyasat Shatarupaya Ayashati Didrikshush Tvam Parashvo Dharma Kovidah Saha Swayambhuva Manu Cha and Iha here Vipra, O holy Brahmana, Raja Rishi, the saintly king, Mahishya, along with his queen, Shatarupaya, called Shatarupa, Ayashati, will come, Didrikshuhu, desiring to see, Tvam, you, Paraswaha, the day after tomorrow. Dharma, in religious activities. Kovidaha, expert. Translation: the day after tomorrow, O Brahmana, the celebrated emperor who is expert in religious activities will come here with his queen, Shatarupa, wishing to see you.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 21, Text 27. Atmajam asita pangim vaya sila gunanvitam mrugayantim patim dasyati anurupayate prabhu. Atmajam, his own daughter, Asita, black, Apanjim, eyes, Vaya, grown up age, Sila, with character, Guna, with good qualities, Anvitam, endowed, Mrugayantim, searching for, Patim, a husband, Dasyati, he will give, Anurupaya, who are suitable, Te, unto you, Prabhu, my dear sir. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. He has a grown up daughter whose eyes are black. She is ready for marriage and he has good character and all good qualities. She is also searching for a good husband. My dear sir, her parents will come to see you, who are exactly suitable to her for her, just to deliver their daughter as your wife. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The selection of a good husband for a good girl was always entrusted to the parents. Here it is clearly stated that Manu and his wife were coming to see Kardama Muni to offer their daughter because the daughter was well qualified and the parents were searching out a similarly qualified man. This is the duty of parents. Girls are never thrown into the public street to search for out their husband. For when girls are grown up and and are searching after a boy, they forget to consider whether the boy they select is actually suitable for them. Out of the urge of sex desire, a girl may accept anyone. But if the husband is chosen by the parents, they can consider who is to be selected and who is not. According to the Vedic system, therefore, the girl is given over to a suitable boy by the parents. She is never allowed to select her own husband independently.
Text 28. Samahitam te hridayam yatre man parivatsaran satvam brahman nripavaduhu kamam ashu bhajishyati. Samahitam, has been fixed, te, your, hrudayam, heart, yatra, on whom, iman, for all these, parivatsaran, years, sa, she, tvam, you, brahman, O brahmana, nripavaduhu, the princess, kamam, as you desire, ashu, very soon, bhajishyati, will serve. Translation: that princess, O holy sage, will be just the type you have been thinking of in your heart for all these long years. She will soon be yours and will serve you to your heart's content. Purport: the Lord awards all benedictions according to the heart's desire of a devotee. So the Lord informed Kardamba Muni, the girl who is coming to be married with you is a princess, the daughter of Emperor Swayambhuva, and so just suitable for your purpose. Only by God's grace can one get a nice wife just as he desires. Similarly, it is only by God's grace that a girl gets a husband suitable to her heart. Thus, it is said that if we pray to the Supreme Lord in every transaction of our material existence, everything will be done very nicely and just suitable to our heart's desire. In other words, in all circumstances, we must take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and depend completely on His decision. Man processes, God disposes. The fulfillment of desires, therefore, should be entrusted to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the nicest solution. Kardamba Muni desired only a wife, but because he was a devotee of the Lord selected a wife for him who was the emperor's daughter, a princess. Thus, Kardamba Muni got a wife beyond his expectation. If we depend on the choice of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we will receive benedictions in greater opulence than we desire. It is also significantly noted here that Kardamba Muni was a Brahmana, whereas Emperor Swayambhuva was a Kshatriya. Therefore, intercaste marriage was current even in those days. The system was that a Brahmana could marry the daughter of a Kshatriya, but Kshatriya could not marry the daughter of a Brahmana. We have evidences from the history of the Vedic age that Sukracharya offered his daughter to Maharaja Yayati, but the king had to refuse to marry the daughter of a Brahmana. Only with the special permissions of the Brahmana could they marry. Intercaste marriage, therefore, was not prohibited in the olden days, many millions of years ago, but there was a regular system of social behavior.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 21, Text 29. Ya tama atma britham viryam nivada prasa vishyati virye tvadiyer rasaya adasyanti anjasattamanaha. Ya, she, they, by you, atma britham, sown in her, viryam, the seed, navadha, 9 daughters, prasavishyati, will bring forth, virye tvadiye, in the daughters begotten by you, rishaya, the sages, adasyanti, will beget, anjasa, in total, atmanaha, children. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. She will bring forth 9 daughters from the seed sown in her by you, and through the daughters you beget. The sages will duly beget children.
Text 30. Tvam cha samayag anshutaya nidesha ma ushatamaha mayi tirthi krita shesha kriyato mam prapasyase. Tvam, you, cha, and samyak, properly, anushtaya, having carried out, nidesham, command, my, ushatamaha, completely cleansed, mayi, unto me, tirthi krita, having designed, ashesha, all, kriya, of actions, artaha, the fruits, mam, to me, prapasyase, you will attain. Translation: with your heart cleansed by properly carrying out my command, resigning to me the fruits of all your acts, you will finally attain to me. Purport: here the words tirthi kritashesha kriyartataha are significant. Tirtha means a sanctified place where charity is given. People used to go to places of pilgrimage and give munificently in charity. This system is still current. Therefore, the Lord said, in order to sanctify your activities and the results of your actions, you will offer everything unto me. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you sacrifice, the result should be given to me only. In another place in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord said, I am the enjoyer of all sacrifices, all penances, and everything done for the welfare of mankind or society. All activities, therefore, whether for the welfare of family, society, country, or humanity at large, must be performed in Krishna consciousness. That is the instruction given by the Lord to Kardama Muni. Maharaj Yudhishthira welcomed Narada Muni. Wherever you are present, the place becomes sanctified because the Lord himself is always seated in your heart. Similarly, if we act in Krishna consciousness under the direction of the Lord and his representative, then everything is sanctified. This is the indication given to Kardama Muni, who acted on it and therefore received the most excellent wife and child, as will be disclosed in later verses.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 21, Text 31. Kritvadayam cha jiveshu dattva chabhyam Atmavan Mai Atmanam Sahajagat Drukshasyasi Atmani Chapi Mam Kritva, having shown Dayam, compassion, Cha and Jiveshu toward living beings, Dattva, having given, Cha and Abhayam, assurance of safety, Atmavan, self realized, Mai, in me, Atmanam, yourself, Saha, Jagat, along with the universe, Drikshyasi, you will perceive, Atmani, in yourself, Cha and Api, also, Mam, me. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Showing compassion to all living entities, you will attain self realization, giving assurance of safety to all. You will perceive your own self as well as all the universes in me and myself in you. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The simple process of self realization for every living entity is described here. The first principle to be understood is that this world is a product of the Supreme Will. There is an identity of this world with the Supreme Lord. This identity is accepted in a misconceived way by the impersonalists. They say that the supreme absolute truth, transforming himself into the universe, loses his separate existence. Thus, they accept the world and everything in it to be the Lord. That is pantheism, wherein everything is considered to be the Lord. This is the view of the impersonalist. But those who are personal devotees of the Lord take everything to be the property of the Supreme Lord. Everything, whatever we see, is the manifestation of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, everything should be engaged in the service of the Lord. This is oneness. The difference between the impersonalist and the personalist is that the impersonalist does not accept the separate existence of the Lord, but the personalist accepts the Lord. He understands that although he distributes himself in so many ways, he has a separate personal existence. This is described in Bhagavad Gita. I am spread all over the universe in my impersonal form. Everything is resting on me, but I am not present. There is a nice example regarding the sun and the sunshine. The sun, by its sunshine, is spread all over the universe, and all the planets rest in the sun, the sunshine. But all the planets are different from the sun planet. One cannot say that because the planets are resting on the sunshine, these planets are also the sun. Similarly, the impersonalistic or pantheistic view that everything is God is not a very intelligent proposal. The real position, as explained by the Lord Himself, is that although nothing can exist without Him, it is not a fact that everything is Him. He is different from everything. So here also the Lord says, you will see everything in the world to be not different from me. This means that everything should be considered a product of the Lord's energy, and therefore everything should be employed in the service of the Lord. One's energy should be utilized for one's self-interest. That is the perfection of the energy. This energy can be utilized for real self-interest if one is compassionate. A person is Krishna consciousness, a devotee of the Lord, is always compassionate. He is not satisfied that only he himself is a devotee, but he tries to distribute the knowledge of devotional service to everyone. There are many devotees of the Lord who faced many risks in distributing the devotional service of the Lord to people in general. That should be done. It is also said that a person who goes to the temple of the Lord and worships with great devotion, but who does not show sympathy to people in general or show respect to other devotees, is considered to be a third-class devotee. The second-class devotee is he who is merciful and compassionate to the fallen soul. The second-class devotee is always cognizant of his position as an eternal servant of the Lord. He therefore makes friendships with the devotees of the Lord, acts compassionately toward the general public in teaching them devotional service, and refuses to cooperate or associate with non-devotees. As long as one is not compassionate to people in general in his devotional service to the Lord, he is a third-class devotee. The first-class devotee gives assurance to every living being that there is no fear of this material existence. Let us live in Krishna consciousness and conquer the nescience of material existence. It is indicated here that the Kadama Muni was directed by the Lord to be very compassionate and liberal in his householder life, and to give assurance to the people in his renounced life. A sannyasi, one in the renounced order of life, is meant to give enlightenment to the people. He should travel, going from home to home to enlighten. The householder, by the spell of Maya, becomes absorbed in family affairs and forgets his relationship with Krishna. If he dies in forgetfulness like the cats and dogs, then his life is spoiled. It is the duty of a sannyasi, therefore, to go and awaken the forgetful souls with enlightenment of their eternal relationship with the Lord, and to engage them in devotional service. The devotee should show mercy to the fallen souls and also give them the assurance of fearlessness. As soon as one becomes a devotee of the Lord, he is convinced that he is protected by the Lord. Fear itself is afraid of the Lord. Therefore, what has he to do with fearfulness? To award fearlessness to the common man is the greatest act of charity. A sannyasi, or one who is in the renounced order of life, should wander from door to door, from village to village, from town to town, and from country to country, all over the world, so far as he is able to travel, and enlighten the householders about Krishna consciousness. A person who is a householder but is initiated by a sannyasi has a duty to spread Krishna consciousness at home as far as possible. He should call his friends and neighbors to his house and hold classes in Krishna consciousness. Holding a class means chanting the holy name of Krishna and speaking from Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam. There are immense literatures for spreading Krishna consciousness, and it is the duty of each and every householder to learn about Krishna from his sannyasi spiritual master. There is a division of labor in the Lord's service. The householder's duty is to earn money because a sannyasi is not supported to earn money but is completely dependent on the householder. The householder should earn money by business or by profession and spend at least 50% of his income to spread Krishna consciousness. 25% he can spend for his family and 25% he should save to meet emergencies. This example was shown by Rupa Goswami, so devotees should follow it. Actually, to be one with the Supreme Lord means to be one with the interest of the Lord. Becoming one with the Supreme Lord does not imply becoming as great as the Supreme Lord. It is impossible. The part is never equal to the whole. The living entity is always a minute part. Therefore, his oneness with the Lord is that he is interested in the one interest of the Lord. The Lord wants every living entity to always think about him, to be his devotee, and always worship him. This is clearly stated in Bhagavad Gita. Man mana bhava mad bhakta. Krishna wants everyone always to think of him. Everyone should always offer obeisances to Krishna. This is the will of the Supreme Lord, and devotees should try to fulfill his desire. Since the Lord is unlimited, his desire is also unlimited. There is no stoppage, and therefore the service of the devotee is also unlimited. In the transcendental world, there is unlimited competition between the Lord and the servitor. The Lord wants to fulfill his desires unlimitedly, and the devotee also serves him to fulfill his unlimited desires. There is an unlimited oneness of interest between the Lord and his devotee.
Text 32. Sahaham swamsa kalaya tadvirina mahamuni tavakshetre devahutyam pranishye tattva samhitam. Saha with aham I, swamsha kalaya my own plenary portion, tvatviryena by your semen, mahamune O great sage, tavakshetre in your wife, devahutyam in devahuti. Pranashye, I shall instruct Tattva of the ultimate principle, Samhitam, the doctrine. Translation. O great sage, I shall manifest my own plenary portion through your wife Devahuti, along with your 9 daughters, and I shall instruct her in the system of philosophy that deals with the ultimate principles of our categories. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Herein the word Swamsha Kalaya indicates that the Lord would appear. Swamsha Kalaya indicates that the Lord would appear as the son of Devahuti and Kardama Muni as Kapila Deva, the first propounder of the Sankhya philosophy, which is mentioned here as Tattva Samhita. The Lord foretold to Kardama Muni that he would appear in his incarnation Kapila Deva and would propagate the philosophy of Sankhya. Sankhya philosophy is very well known in the world as propagated by another Kapila Deva, but that Sankhya philosophy is different from the Sankhya which was propounded by the Lord himself. There are 2 kinds of Sankhya philosophy. One is godless Sankhya philosophy and the other is godly Sankhya philosophy. The Sankhya propagated by Kapila Deva, son of Devahuti, is godly philosophy. There are different manifestations of the Lord. He is one, but he has become many. He divides himself into two different expansions, one called Kala and the other Vibhinnamsha. Ordinary living entities are called Vibhinnamsha expansion, and the unlimited expansions of Vishnu Tattva such as Vamana, Govinda, Narayana, Pradyumna, Vasudeva and Ananta are called Swamsha Kala. Swamsha refers to direct expansion, and Kala denotes an expansion from the expansion of the original Lord. Baladeva is an expansion of Krishna, and from Baladeva the next expansion is Sankarshana. The Sankarshana is Kala, but Baladeva is Swamsha. There is no difference, however, among them. This is very nicely explained in the Brahma Samhita 5.46. Diparchi evahi dashantaram abhyupetya. With one candle, one may light a second candle, with the second, a third, and then a fourth, and in this way, one can light up thousands of candles. And no candle is inferior to another in distributing light. Every candle has a full potential candle power, but there is still the distinction that one candle is the first, another the second, another the third, another the fourth. Similarly, there is no difference between the immediate expansion of the Lord and his secondary expansion. The Lord's names are considered in exactly the same way. Since the Lord is absolute, his name, his form, his pastime, his paraphernalia, and his quality all have the same potency. In the absolute world, the name Krishna is a transcendental sound representation of the Lord. There is no potential difference between his quality, name, form, etc. If we chant the name of the Lord Hare Krishna, that has as much potency as the Lord himself. There is no potential difference between the form of the Lord whom we worship and the form of the Lord in the temple. One should not think that one is worshipping a doll or statue of the Lord, even if others consider it to be a statue, because there is not a potential difference. One gets the same result by worshipping the statue of the Lord or the Lord himself. This is the science of Krishna consciousness.
Text 33. Maitreya uvacha evam tam anubhasyata bhagavan pratyag akshajaha jagama bindu saraswatya parishritat. Maitreya Vacha, the great sage Maitreya said, Evam, thus, tam, to him, Anubhasya, having spoken, Atha, then, Bhagavan, the Lord, Pratyak, directly, Aksha, by senses, Jaha, who is perceived, Jagama, went away, Bindu Sarashaha, from Lake Bindu Sarovara, Saraswatya, by the river Saraswati, Parishritat, encircled. Translation: Maitreya went on, thus having spoken to Kardama Muni, the Lord, who reveals himself only when the senses are in Krishna consciousness, departed from that lake called Bindu Sarovara, which was encircled by the river Saraswati. Purport: one word in this verse is very significant. The Lord is stated here to be Pratyag Akshaja. He is imperceptible to material senses, but still he can be seen. This appears to be contradictory. We have material senses, but how can we see the Supreme Lord? Here he is called Adokshaja, which means that he cannot be seen by the material senses. Akshaja means knowledge perceived by material senses. Because the Lord is not an object that can be understood by speculation with our material senses, he is also called Ajita. He will conquer, but no one can conquer him. What does it mean then that still he can be seen? It is explained that no one can hear the transcendental name of Krishna, no one can understand his transcendental form, and no one can assimilate his transcendental pastimes. It is not possible. Then how is it possible that he can be seen and understood? When one is trained in devotional service and renders service unto him, Gradually, one's senses are purified of material contamination. When one's senses are thus purified, then one can see, one can understand, one can hear, and so on. The purification of the material senses and perception of the transcendental form, name, and quality of Krishna are combined together in one word, Pratyag Akshaja, which is used here.
Text 34. निरीक्षतस्तस्य यया अशेषा सिद्धेश्वराभिस्तुत सिद्धमार्गाः अकर्णयान् पत्ररतीन्द्रपक्षैर् उच्चारितं स्तोमम् उदीर्णसामाम्. Nirikshataha tasya, while he was looking on, Yayav he left, Ashesha all, Chitta Ishvara by liberated souls. Abhistuta is praised, Siddha Marga, the way to the spiritual world. Akarnayan, hearing. Akarnayan. Patra Rata Indra of Garuda, king of birds. Pakshai by the wings. Uchcharitam vibrated. Stomam hymns. Udirna Sama forming the Sama Veda. Translation. While a sage stood looking on, the Lord left by the pathway leading to Vaikuntha, a path extolled by all great liberated souls. The sage stood listening as the hymns forming the basis of Samaveda were liberated by the flopping wings of the Lord's carrier Garuda. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
In the Vedic literature is stated that the two wings of the dragon bird Garuda who carries the Lord everywhere or to the worship of the Sava Veda noun is
Bruhat and Ratantara. Garuda works as a carrier of the Lord. Therefore, he is considered the transcendental prince of all carriers. With his two wings, Garuda began to vibrate the Samaveda, which is chanted by great sages to pacify the Lord. The Lord is worshipped by Brahma, by Lord Shiva, by Garuda and other demigods with selected poems, and great sages worship him with the hymns of the Vedic literatures, such as the Upanishads and Samaveda. These Samaveda utterances are automatically heard by the devotee when another great devotee of the Lord Garuda flaps his wings. It is clearly stated here that the sage Kardama began to look to the path by which the Lord was being carried to Vaikuntha. It is thus confirmed that the Lord descends from his abode Vaikuntha in the spiritual sky and is carried by Garuda. The path which leads to Vaikuntha is not worshipped. The path which leads to Vaikuntha is not worshipped by the ordinary class of transcendentalists. Only those who are already liberated from material bondage can become devotees of the Lord. Those who are not liberated from material bondage cannot understand transcendental devotional service. In Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly stated, Etatam apisiddhanam. There are many persons who are trying to attain perfection by striving for liberation from material bondage, and those who are actually liberated are called Brahmabhuta or Siddha. Only the Siddhas or person liberated from material bondage can become devotees. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Anyone who is engaged in Krishna consciousness or devotion service is already liberated from the influence of the modes of material nature. Here it is also confirmed that the path of devotion service is worshipped by liberated person, not the conditioned souls. The conditioned soul cannot understand the devotion service of the Lord. Kardama Muni was a liberated soul who saw the Supreme Lord in person face to face. There was no doubt that he was liberated, and thus he could see Garuda carrying the Lord on the way to Vaikunta, and hear the flapping of his wings, vibrating sounds of Hare Krishna, the essence of the Samaveda. Text 35. Paste on the page. Follow it. You're here to follow the text 35. Atasam prasthite sukle kardamo bhagavan rishi aste sma bindu sarasi tam kalam pratipalayan. Ata then, samprasthite shukle, when the Lord had gone, Kardama Muni, Bhagavan, the greatly powerful Rishi, sage, Astesma, stayed, Bindu Sarasi, on the bank of Lake Bindu Sarovara, Tham, that, Kalam, time, Pratipalayan, awaiting. Translation. Then, after the departure of the Lord, the worshipful sage Kardama stayed on the bank of Bindu Sarovara, awaiting the time of which the Lord had spoken. Text 36. Manu Sandanam Astaya Shata Kaumba Parichadam Aropya Swam Duhitaram Swabharya Paryatan Mahim. Manu, Swayambho Manu, Sandanam, the chariot, Astaya, having mounted, Shata Kaumba, made of gold, Parichadam, the outer cover, Aropya, putting on, Swam, his own, Duhitaram, daughter, Sabharya, along with his wife, Paryathan, traveling all over, Mahim, the globe. Translation. Swayambhu Manu, with his wife, mounted his chariot, which was decorated with golden ornaments. Placing his daughter on it with them, he began traveling all over the earth. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Emperor Manu, as a great ruler of the world, could have engaged an agent to find a suitable husband for his daughter. But because he loved her just as a father should, he himself left his state on a golden chariot with only his wife to find her a suitable husband. Text 37. Tasmin Sudanvanahani Bhagavan Yat Sama Dishat Upayad Ashrama Padam Mune Shanta Vratasyatat. Tasmin, on that, Sudanvan, O great bowman Vidura, Ahani, on the day, Bhagavan the Lord, at which Sama Dishat foretold, Upayat, he reached Ashrama Padam, the holy hermitage, Mune of the sage, Shanta completed, Vratasya, whose vows of austerity, Tat, that. Translation. O Vidura, they reached the hermitage of the sage, who had just completed his vows of austerity on the very day foretold by the Lord. Text 38 to 39. Yasmin Bhagavato Netran Nyapatan Ashrubindavaha Krupaya Samparitasya Prapanir Pitaya Brusham Tadvai Bindusaro Nama Sarasvatya Pariplutam Punyam Shivamrutajalam Maharshi Ganasevitam. Yasmin, in which Bhagavata, the Lord, Netrat from the eye, Napatan fell down, Ashrubindavaha, teardrops, Kripaya, by compassion, Samparitasya, who was overwhelmed, Prapanne, on the surrendered soul, Kardama, Arpitaya, placed upon, Brisham extremely thought that, why indeed, Bindusara, lake of tears, Nama called Saraswatya by the river Saraswati, Pariplutam overflowed, Punyam holy, Shiva auspicious, Amruta nectar, Jalam water, Maharshi of great sages, Gana by host, Sevitam served. Translation: The holy lake Bindu Sarovara, flooded by the waters of the river Saraswati, was resorted to by hosts of eminent sages. Its holy water was not only auspicious but as sweet as nectar. It was called Bindu Sarovara because drops of tears had fallen there from the eyes of the Lord, who was overwhelmed by extreme compassion for the sage who had sought his protection. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Kardama underwent austerities to gain causeless mercy of the Lord. And then the Lord arrived here. When the Lord arrived here, he was so compassionate that in pleasure he shed tears, which became Bindu Sarovara. Bindu Sarovara therefore is worshipped by great sages and learned scholars because, according to the philosophy of the Absolute Truth, the Lord and the tears from his eyes are not different. Just as drops of perspiration which fell from the toe of the Lord became the sacred Ganges, so teardrops from the transcendental eyes of the Lord became Bindu Sarovara. Both are transcendental entities and are worshipped by the great sages and scholars. The water Bindu Sarovara is described here as Shivamrita Jala. Shiva means curing. Anyone who drinks the water of Bindu Sarovara is cured of all material diseases. Similarly, anyone who takes his bath in the Ganges also is relieved of all material diseases. These claims are accepted by great scholars and authorities and are still being acted upon even in this fallen age of Kali. Text 40. Punyadrumalata jalaihi kujat punyamruga dvijaihi sarvardu phala pushpadyam vanaraji shriyanvitam. Punyam, pious, druma of the trees, lata of the creepers, jalai with the clusters, Kujat uttering cries, Punya pious, Mruga animals, Dvijai with birds, Sarva in all, Vriti seasons, Phala in fruits, Pushpa in flowers, Adyam rich, Vanaraji of groves of trees, Shriya by the beauty, Anvitam adorned. Translation: The shore of the lake was surrounded by clusters of pious trees and creepers, rich in fruits and flowers of all season, and that afforded shelter to pious animals and birds, which uttered various cries. It was adorned by the beauty of groves of forest trees. Purport: It is stated here that Bindu Sarovara was surrounded by pious trees and birds. As there are different classes of men in human society, some pious and virtuous, and some impious and sinful, so also among trees and birds there are the pious and the impious. Trees which do not bear nice fruits or flowers are considered impious, and birds which are very nasty, such as crows, are considered impious. In the land surrounding Bindu Sarovara, there was not a single impious bird or tree. Every tree bore fruits and flowers, and every bird thus sang the glories of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Last one. Text 41. Read the last one. Matta dvija ganairgustam matta brahmara vibramam matta barhi nato tupam ahvayan matta kokilam matta overjoyed dvija of words of birds ganai by flocks gustam resounded matta intoxicated brahmara of bees vibramam wandering matta maddened barhi of peacocks Nata of dancers, Atopam pride, Ahvadayat calling one another, Matta merry, Kokilam cuckoos. Translation: The area
resounded with the notes of overjoyed birds, intoxicated bees wander there, intoxicated peacocks proudly danced, and merry cuckoos called one another. The beauty of the pleasant sound heard in the area surrounding Lake Bindu Sarovara is described here. After drinking honey, the black bees become maddened and stay hummed in an intoxication. Merry peacocks danced just like actors and actresses, and merry cuckoos call their mates very nicely.
Today we read up to text 41, Canto 3, Chapter 21. We'll continue reading tomorrow. Gandharaj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. We'll continue to Guru Puja. Hare Krishna.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. 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 Jaya Jaya Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Bando Moi Savadhana Mate Jahara Prasade Bhai E Baba Toriya Jai Krishna Prapti Ho Jaha Hate Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Aikya Arana Kori Ho Mane Asha Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uthama Gati Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asha Chakudana Dilo Jai Janme Janme Prabhu She Divya Gyana Rida Prakasito Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Avidya Vinasa Jate Vede Gaya Jahara Charito Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adhama Janara Bandhu लोकनाथ लोके राजीवाना आहा प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पदाचया एबे जा सगु सुख श्रीभुवना प्रभुपाद पतिता पावन जय प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद नमः विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. The lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only way which can attain pure devotional service. I bow down to his lotus feet to greet awe and reverence. By his grace, one cause ocean mature suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the rose and from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. He opened my dark eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic prema emanates. By him he runs his stride. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, friend of the poor and heart of master of devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the three worlds. We take shelter at your lotus feet. You are the savior